You see it posted everywhere. Do this technique, do the honey method, do this ritual, frolic in the field. It's straight up just not going to work because it misses the core fundamentals of what manifestation is, right? So I think the easiest way is to break down what are you? So we'll look at this from a Vedic point of view. There was the supreme soul, which you can call God, you can call it whatever you want, and it wished to become many, right? And so it created individual souls, which is like you, which is like me, and imbued it with three powers: Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattvic. Tamasic is your ability for rest, or what Christians call Sabbath, right? It's to take nothingness, bring it to somethingness, and back to nothingness. Then is the second thing, which is Rajasic, which is your ability to have ambition. Everything around you was created through ambition. It was first imagined in the mind, and then you first had to see it in order for it to exist, right? Someone had to build that sewing machine behind me. They had to see it in their head before it came out. It's ambition, it's creation, but it's not self-sustaining. Creation can create, but it can't sustain. Then is the third thing, which is sattvic, which is the most important, which is your power of perception, which another way to say is the intention you have about something. And from those three powers that you have within your own soul creates your reality. So now, when it comes to manifestation, it's that you're using these three powers to create your current reality. So if we work backwards, your reality is a result of you using your three powers, and most specifically your power of perception, how you are currently seeing your reality. And then from there, you go into, okay, well, who's seeing this reality and who is using these three tools? And it is my soul. And then from that soul, it's like, well, I'm not self existent because my soul is not operated by my own soul. And you go into the soul of your soul, which is God. Now, you can call this consciousness, you can call this your subconscious, you can call this imagination, but whatever you want to call it, these are just words that point to what it is. It's not actually imagination. That is a marker to point to the deeper level of feeling that it has. And the thing is that you are completely saturated within that energy. So, what another way you can put it is that the subconscious or consciousness is God, and you are a subset of it. You are the son or daughter of God. And the reason I want to put this specifically is because it gets you thinking in a royal headspace, right? If you knew you were the son of God, which is like the greatest king that will ever exist, right? It's everything. Everything in the universe is literally, they are the king of. Your father is the king of. Whether you call it Vasudeva from Vedic, whether you call it Jesus Christ from Christianity, does not matter. But you are the son of that. And then you will see why it's so natural for you to do things that are only good, because you are the son of that energy. And so now this comes into an internal level, right? So you are a soul, and imagine that you've created this mold, right? And you filled it with water, and then you froze it, and you called it your name, which I'll call it Drew, right? And this mold of Drew, and I've lived the life of Drew my entire life. But now let's say I want to change the mold. It's not that I start taking an ice pick and I start working with the old mold and trying to change it up. Maybe I'll get a little success here where there were, but it really won't do anything in the grand scheme of things. But if I melt it, which is destroy all the concepts, and then I take that same water and I put it in a brand new mold, not only have I completely encapsulated the idea and then freeze it solid by staying within that state, I have now been completely absorbed within that. And that is what manifestation is. It is to completely absorb a whole brand new identity, right? And that seems pretty intense, but you use it all the time, right? When you buy something with money, which is the excuse to have it, right? Let's say I go to a local art shop and I say, hey, I want this pencil. and I slide a $5 bill and they give me the pencil, right? Before I bought the pencil, I had an identity. The entity was I want a pencil. Then I slid over the $5, which you can call a ritual, and in return, they gave me the pencil. And now my entire identity is that I have a pencil. You can take it as small as you want it. If I want to move my hand from here to here, it requires a brand new identity. There's an identity that has my hands together, and then I use my power of perception or intention to separate my hands, and now I have an identity of my hands being completely different. That is how ingrained and used to you are using this ability. You take it for discount how small it is, but it is actually the only thing that allows you to do whatever you want to do in your life, from the smallest actions to the biggest actions. You as a soul, you're caught between your three powers that you use and your soul, or the soul of the soul. So your actual ability to do anything is incredibly limited. The only thing that you're actually able to do in this world is melt down the ice and refreeze it into whatever you want, and God take cares of the rest. You're actually incapable of everything, and that's why you see terms like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's not this reality of luck and bad luck. It's more of, hey, this person has this identity, therefore he gets more of it, versus this person has this identity, so they get more of it, because that is the mold that that person has created. That's why somebody who was poor can change into somebody rich, and it's not destiny. Or somebody rich can become incredibly poor, because it's I wouldn't say it's a mindset thing, it's an identity thing. So it's learning how to shift that identity what you want. But the thing is that what you want to switch it to, the other identity has to completely die. It has to be completely destroyed. And rather than trying to constantly change identities, it is 10 times easier to just be like, hey, I am the Son of God. And now you start impressing things that you want. Well, it's just like, it's so much easier to give yourself stuff, or let me give your father stuff, which is consciousness, and you have it within you, and that completely melts away the identity. Having that identity of being the Son of God and dropping everything else. That means dropping your physical body. It means dropping any identification that you have with this outer world and completely identifying with the energy that is saturating you right now. The only reason you can even exist is because of God, and that you are completely saturated into it. And then you start giving yourself the things that you want, and you realize your feelings start to rapidly change because you inherently have changed completely. I like how Walter Landon put it. He's like, imagine that you are an egg, right? And you see danger. There's nothing you can do. You can't fight it. You can't fly away from it. You can't face it head on. You are powerless, right? But then when you are touched by, let's say, a hen, let's call it God, sits upon that egg, it's still the same egg, but now it's infused with something different. There's an energy behind it. And by identifying with that energy, you can break through the shell, and you are now converted into something different. An egg has now become a bird. And that's essentially what you're doing with all of this consciousness, and it is God that allows it. Now, you can call it consciousness, you can call it God, you can call it imagination, you can call it awareness, whatever floats your boat. The thing is, like, let's say even Vedically, right? The greatest God of them all is Lord Vishnu. He's the creator of everything. But Lord Vishnu is just a name that has been given to identify that energy, but it is not that energy. You have to go deeper. You have to go past names. Even when you think about, let's say, Christianity, and you see Jesus Christ, you're not thinking of an actual person, an actual mind, or anything like that. You are thinking about the thing and praying to the thing that is behind that. You want to find the same thing they find. And that's why it says that the greatest thing you can do is become God. Because if you become God, you will think like God, and then you will have the things of God. And so that was my little breakdown of all of this. If you like this type of information, want to learn more, and want to actively change your life incredibly quickly, go ahead and join my school group. I charge for just a pretty much the same price as a luxury coffee and a sandwich, because it's nothing I would tell you over a nice lunch. And join our school group. You'll get access to my free ebook, and it's jam packed with all this type of information. So go ahead and comment school, and I'll send you over the link. I'll see you guys in the next video.